Tricky triangle.
What do they call Pocono?
Tricky triangle?
What do they call it?
I don't know what they call Pocono.
The tricky triangle.
I've heard it called a lot of different things, some I won't mention.
They call it Pocono.
Call it what you will. The triangular menace at Pocono Raceway sticks out from the rural serenity of Long Pond, Pennsylvania like a three-headed monster of speed, power, and brilliance.
It is tricky, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it challenging.
I like Pocono because it is different.
It's unique. It's different than anywhere we go.
It's just a tough place.
You think watching a race here is intense? Imagine driving this terrible trifecta. The longest straightaway in NASCAR surrenders to 3 different turns, 3 different angles of banking, and a gazillion ways to victory or defeat.
You have these long straightaways carrying a lot of speed, but the turns are fairly tight and flat compared to the speed you're carrying down the straightaways.
Sometimes people say there's 6 corners because you have entry and exit in 3 different spots.
It is a hornet's nest at the front of the field.
For me, the most important turn is the one always leading onto the longest straightaway. If you get the corner right before it, it's just free speed.
For 40 years at Pocono, drivers have come and gone. Those lucky enough to take the checkered flag know they've been in a battle with an absolute menace, coming at them from 3 directions. Demanding, grueling, and you gotta be kidding.
Way to go at Pocono, yes!
There is no other place like it. There is no other way around it. 3 corners and a sprint home. This is Pocono, and it happens right now.
As we get set to go today here at Pocono, we will show you the starting lineup across the top of the screen. When we get down to the 7th starting position, that's where you'll see car 27, our in-race reporter for today, DJ.
Hey, Paul, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
There when you're leaving. I got you, Dale.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for talking with us today. Our first question comes from our mailbag. Andrew in Camden, New York asks, has it sunk in yet that you are a Brickyard 400 winner? And now, what is it going to take over these next 6 races to make the chase?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it's going to ever totally sink in. I mean, it's the Brickyard 400. It's Indianapolis. But, man, what a cool week. Just appreciate everybody's, support over the years. And, you know, the chase is a whole new animal. It's what we're fighting for now, starting this weekend in Pocono. And we got a really good car today. We got some good tracks coming up for us, and it's going to take some smart races.
All right, Paul, you talk about having a good car today. This is a challenging racetrack in itself. Can you describe to our fans what part of the racetrack gets your most attention?
Probably turn 2 is the most, I guess, treacherous. Turn 1's real open. You can move around a lot. Turn 2 is a lot like Indy. I guess they modeled the corner after Indy, and it's just very single groove, hard to get through there. Turn 3 is a lot of fun. You can make a lot of passes in turn 3, but turn 2 stands out.
Hey, Paul, I know that victory last weekend at the Brickyard was fantastic for you, but it also got you qualified for this Sprint Summer Showdown. How excited are you about the opportunity for not only winning your team $1 million, but possibly a fan and a charity for that cause also?
Yeah, I mean, Sprint's done a cool thing with putting up $3 million. We got Habitat for Humanity as our charity. And, Atlanta's one of our better racetracks, too, so we're going to go down there with guns blazing.
All right, man, get focused on today. Thanks for talking with us, and have a great day.
All right, thanks.
Paul Menard carrying one of our 8 high-definition onboard cameras today. We talked last week about the dual-path cameras, allowing us to see 2 different pictures from the same time out of a car. And here at Pocono, with the drivers shifting, we're going to be able to watch them at work while we watch where they're going into these tricky turns.
Yeah, if we have one of those strategy plays at the end where they're trying to save fuel, we'll be able to see exactly how they're doing that.
So some of the looks that we will have from on board in the field today here at Pocono Raceway. Green flag, we're underway at Pocono. Down the Long Pond straightaway, named for the town the racetrack is in, across the tunnel turn for the first time.
they did explain these are 200 laps to finish this race, right? I see 3 wide racing in a hurry.
Kurt Busch on the move. And now to the very flat turn number 3. We'll see cars racing up the racetrack some because of a lane that was paved there a few races back. Though as that pavement gives up grip, we'll see more guys toward the bottom than we have maybe in the last few races here.
Yeah, that's the one thing we have seen is just more and more racing down low off of that corner, and I think it's going to make for a great one today. See Ryan Newman now working the inside. Problem is getting down into turn 1 on the bottom. It's very bumpy. Wow, look at Biffle.
Yeah, you see Biffle down there made it 3 wide inside of Kyle Busch, but he knew that he couldn't hit those bumps on the bottom, really be out of shape.
Did a good job to collect it there and not collect Kyle.
Yeah, and Kyle gave him a little room also.
Edwards and Newman, 39.99. That's for 6th position. Harvick in the 29 trying to follow Edwards through.
Pretty bold move by Burton getting into the tunnel turn.
Mr. Pocono, Denny Hamlin on the move, taking 3rd spot from Martin Truex.
He had some trouble with this 11 car in the initial practice on Friday, really hitting a number of things on the bottom of the car there. Had to work in probably about half of that first practice session to get that remedied, but since then that car has been extremely fast.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, New Hampshire finished 1 and 2. Stuart Haas did, and
spin off turn number 3. It is Kyle Busch spinning from 6th position. And the caution's out.
Okay, 4 tires of fuel.
Doesn't appear he has any damage, at least from that shot.
He's got some flat tires, so he'll have to go immediately to his pits. Have to start at the tail end of the longest line, but can't take a chance going around 2.5 miles and tearing up some fenders here.
He's going to be way at the back of the line for the restart. A lot of pressure on a lot of drivers in the field right now looking ahead toward next year. We'll talk lots more about that as these coming weeks and the rest of this day go by. Pit crew's about to get to work. Time for the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award. The fastest pit crew determined by the winner of each race, the fastest pit time. And you, the fans, vote. Be sure to text the car number you think to 234-567 for your pit crew choice. Time to go. Pit crew's getting loosened up. What kind of, are we going to see some 2-tire stops from guys a little bit back in the pack here, Andy?
Oh, absolutely. Only 13 laps so far. Get a little gas, get a couple tires, and try to steal some track position. Some of these leaders might take 4, but there'll be some 2 tires also.
All right, Vince, here's Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson has this very first pit stall as you see it in the quad box. Johnson up in the upper left-hand corner. He says it's a little free into 1 and a little tight on the throttle, 1 and 3. It's a 2-tire stop. Jamie.
Casey Kane, bottom left, says he started off free, a little tight, lost a few positions on the track. Right side air pressure wedge and right sides only, Dave.
Kurt Busch, upper right, gives up 3rd place, takes 2 tires, almost missed his pit box slide again. Doc?
Right sides only for leader Joey Logano, half around down on the track bar, and Joey Logano beats everybody by a long margin off of pit road.
There were a few that did not pit, but looks like everyone who did had about the same idea. The 2 cars that did not pit were Casey Mears and Scott Speed. They have pulled down and gone to the back of the field to let the guys that had been the previous leaders charge ahead at the restart. And they're pitting now as we go back green. 3 wide, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, see a big wiggle from Carl Edwards right there. These restarts are just so incredible inside the cockpit of these race cars. You don't have enough eyes and feel to have a good feel for everything that's going on around you. There's cars coming at such a great speed, getting a big draft. As we see pass for the lead right here. Nobody was able to get close to Joey Logano in that first segment. Here comes Kurt Busch.
Little slide job there.
Yeah, you see about 4 different lines through turn 3.
So lead change, Kurt Busch to the front, Logano, Hamlin, then a gap back to Newman. Kyle Busch did have to restart at the end of the line after pitting too soon under the caution flag. He's trying to make a charge forward. Here's Denny Hamlin for second place. How about the 11 car, Doc?
Yeah, trying to move in on Kurt Busch and take the lead for the first time today. But Denny, in that previous pit stop on lap 13, had a bit of apologizing to do because of a miscommunication, miscue here in the pits. Listen in.
You're not full of fuel. Sorry. I thought when he said on me, and you said on me, I thought that meant go. That's my fault. Figure out what we got here. We're not fuel full. These guys can't be full.
Well, Denny Hamlin has the lead right now here at Pocono for the first time today. He's led the most laps in 3 of the last 4 events here. But your radio you heard a moment ago indicates he's about 2 gallons short of a full fuel tank on that previous stop. Guys?
Well, that may or may not make any difference. I mean, right now, he's a little bit lighter than the rest of them. He's out front. But we'll see if that makes a difference. It depends on how these cautions fly and how the strategy works out.
We are now officially halfway at Pocono. You can see the yellow flag flying. Caution is out. Denny Hamlin is still your leader. Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Carl Edwards are your top 3. Looking around the track.
Caution's in turn 3 there.
All right, 2-tire call. Put Joey Logano back up front, and maybe some weather moving in. Alan?
About to see the green flag start, presented by American Ethanol. A lot of rave rounds on that one. 10 of them, including Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, and Tony Stewart. This could be a break for him. Coming to green. On the outside, it is Joey Logano. On the inside, it's the 22. Kurt Busch is brought to you by American Ethanol. Gonna see him fan out here. AB, back to you.
See how the tires play out as they charge off into turn 1, Nicole. It's got to be nuts behind the wheel.
There's rain building. You might be running for the checkered right here.
Yeah, there's not going to be much give and take right here. It's going to be mostly take as these drivers try to get all of they can, knowing that most of them have been told that there's some rain not too far away. They were talking about that something different may happen, but yeah, and I'm not sure. It probably is making him better in some ways, but Joey Logano goes out here and drives hard all the time. I think this team has responded around him too, and is helping show the talents of a Joey Logano.
Look at the wetness on that racetrack. Car's going to be brought down the pit lane and stopped here under the red flag with still 76 laps to go in this race. Following up, last time the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series had a race shortened by rain. Car wasn't all that pretty, but they made the right calls.
They were having a tough day that day, but man, did it not work out good for him there. Woo.
And Joey Logano becoming the youngest winner in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at that time.
Well, they're not going to let the cars pit here. The pit road's going to be closed as they bring them down.
All right, hope everybody's awake, back in the game, stretched out, ready to go.
They'll be awake here in a minute.
Because they're going to be coming over the wall right now for a set of stops with 72 laps to go. Vince?
One thing Chad Knaus told Jimmy Johnson, make sure your tires are warm before you get to the box. As you see the quad box, Jimmy Johnson in the upper left-hand corner. They're going to make a 4-tire change for Jimmy. His cars really come alive throughout the course of this day. They've been one of the best. Jamie?
Dale Earnhardt Jr., his teammate, bottom left, air pressure adjustment to help him in turn 3. 4 tires and fill it up with Sunoco, Dave.
They told Kyle Busch where the worst of pit road was, so he didn't slide through. He did not. 4 tires, wedge adjustment to snug up that race car, Doc.
Right lower corner, race leader Joey Logano. Minor chassis adjustment, a little bit of air pressure, 4 tires. They warned him, be careful on leaving moisture on pit road. He is away, and the 31 car will beat him off.
Jeff Burton's team going to go for some track position with just 2 tires.
It's certainly a gamble at this point in time, but I'm sure that his team saw what that clean air could do. If you could get out front, Denny Hamlin losing 4 spots there.